Guinea pigs are very rewarding animals to own. Each one of them has very individual and unique personalities, which is something which I find is very special about them. There are various different breeds of guinea pig, from Sheltie to Himalayan to Peruvian to Agouti. There are a wide variety. There are even more exotic varieties such as skinny pigs, and there are so many different ones to choose from. It's great to adopt guinea pigs because there are quite a lot in rescue shelters, more than people may first realise, so going to a rescue shelter is great if you can. Unfortunately, most people see guinea pigs as cuddly pets, and whilst they do tolerate it, it's not a reason to get them. They are not teddy bears, and although they do look very cute and cuddly, that shouldn't be the main reason for getting them, and you should appreciate that they are prey animals, and although it's good to have a bond with them, cuddling them all the time isn't what they're for. The first topic is companionship. Guinea pigs are highly social animals and should never be housed on their own. They rely on one another for security, it makes them feel safe, and it just gives them a much better quality of life, so they should never be housed on their own. The best combination would be a neutered male with a female or several females. You could have a herd of them. Males should be neutered though because you don't want them to have babies, so this is the best combination and it is more humane, it is more natural, so it is great if you can have this combination, and it does last really well long term. The next option is a pair of males. There are some misconceptions about males getting along. They can get along if you choose the right personalities. Same goes with a pair of females. They can still have arguments from time to time like with the males. It's all about finding the right match though. You can have a group of just females, but they will bicker quite a bit, and it is much better if you can have a neutered male with them just to keep it all nice and peaceful. Now moving on to accommodation. The minimum size for 2 guinea pigs is 120 by 60 centimetres. Bigger is still better than this, but they can live both indoors and outdoors. There are various different housing options, such as CNC cages, homemade wooden cages, and you've just got to look around and be creative. Looking on websites such as Pinterest should give you some great ideas for your own guinea pig's home. Housing them indoors is probably preferred by most owners because it is easier to maintain them, easier to clean, and you don't have to go out in the cold weather when it's raining or when it's just not very nice. However, having them outdoors does have its advantages such as vitamin D. It is also a more humane way for them to live, and it does really give them a more natural lifestyle and very enriching for them. But both work well, so you have to decide what will work best for the setup that you have at home. You can actually keep guinea pigs outdoors all year round. However, you've got to be really careful, especially in winter, because they can get quite cold and you may want to have a shed joined onto an outdoor aviary, for example, because this will keep them nice and warm and insulated, along with plenty of straw or hay. Next up is cleaning. Their enclosure should be cleaned often, and spot cleaning is recommended as this is quick and easy. In general, guinea pigs can be quite high maintenance animals. There is a lot more work involved looking after them as opposed to hamsters and gerbils. They do take up quite a lot more time, but it is very rewarding to see them enjoying everything that you give for them. But you've just got to be aware that they do take up a lot of time. The next topic is nutrition. The first thing to remember is that the healthiest food for guinea pigs is grasses and meadow plants. You can't beat it, and it is closest to what they will be eating in nature. So it's great if you can get out and forage in the warmer season and find what you can, because this is going to be the healthiest for them. You can even grow things in your garden for your guinea pigs, and I'm sure they will really appreciate that. Vegetables are also important. They contain lots of nutrients and they're a good replacement for when the forage isn't available. Hay is essential unless there is a constant supply of grass. This is going to keep everything in momentum, keep things moving nicely, and also wear down their teeth. So it's important that you can give them 24/7 access to hay unless they've got a constant supply of grass. The final topic for guinea pigs is healthcare. Now, guinea pigs can be quite prone to illness, so it's important that you weigh them weekly. This is just to ensure that they're keeping a healthy weight. Nail trimming is also important. You should only do this as often as you need to. It's quite stressful for them, so maybe once a month is sufficient. Just take the very ends off and be sure to go to your vet or get someone to help you if you're not comfortable. Ensure that you syringe feed your guinea pigs if they stop eating. It can be quite serious if your guinea pigs stop eating for a long amount of time because their bodies can shut down. You can also groom your guinea pigs if they are a long-haired breed. Next up is rabbits. Now, rabbits are really rewarding pets, as are guinea pigs. Rabbits can make good pets for younger children, but it's important that you do lots of research first because they are a lot of work along with guinea pigs. So it's good if an adult is helping out as well, because it can be a lot of work just for a child to have full responsibility. Like with guinea pigs, there are so many in rescue shelters that don't have homes, so I would advise looking there before you go to a pet shop if you're wanting to get rabbits, because there are so many who really do deserve a home. But if people keep buying from the pet shops, then this is only going to make the problem worse. So if you can, then that would be great. I know it's very tempting when you go into the pet shops, but adopting is going to make a huge difference. Rabbits are mainly active first thing in the morning and last thing at night, so in the twilight hours you could say. Rabbits are very social animals and they really love to have a friend of their own kind. A friend is so important for them, and here are a few reasons why. Please never house them alone because they can get quite lonely and they just much prefer to live in pairs or groups. The best pair is a castrated male and female, as they get along best this way. Female pairs can also work, but they sometimes have problems. Male pairs can also work, but they should be neutered at an early age. Trios are also possible so long as you have mixed gender, and groups can work with equal numbers of each gender. Now moving on to accommodation. Rabbits need so much more space than the pet shops will tell you. Small cages sold in the pet shops are not suitable, unfortunately, and the minimum for 2 rabbits is 2 meters by 2 meters, but again, bigger is going to be better. They can live indoors and outdoors. People have different preferences. Indoors is good for interacting and you don't have to go out in the cold and in the bad weather, but outdoors is also really great because it gives them a more natural lifestyle. Now when choosing accommodation, it's good to look around different places which sell different types of sheds, or you could also give up a room in your house and make it bunny proof, but it's a good idea to look around because then you get a better idea of what you're looking for. Rabbits also love to get out on the grass, so that is a possibility, but remember that they can dig, so you've got to be really careful there. Rabbits are generally quite clean animals, so you should clean them quite regularly. And they will mainly use a litter tray, so this really helps with the whole process of cleaning and it makes it quicker. So now we'll talk about nutrition. Of course, the healthiest food for rabbits is different grasses and meadow plants. It's what they're designed to eat. It's important that you provide your rabbits with hay when this is not available, as this is going to keep things working properly and it's also great for their teeth. They should get plenty of fresh vegetables too. This is really important to provide them with all the nutrients that they need. Finally, we'll talk about healthcare. First of all, you should try and weigh your rabbits once a week to ensure that they're staying healthy. This is a very quick job and it really does give you an overall clue as to how healthy they are. Make sure they're getting yearly vaccinations at the vets against myxomatosis and RHD. Nail trims should be done when they're needed, and syringe feeding should also be done if they stop eating. Also, grooming might be needed if they're molting.